Alright, we are back with another video. Today I'll be playing SBG or Sorcerer Battlegrounds, and I will be giving you guys a little guide and tutorial on how to master Gojo, aka the strongest. I'll also be doing Gojo Mastery because it's also a Gojo variant. It's not Gojo exactly, but it is a variant, so I'll be doing Gojo and Strongest Mastery. I'll give y'all some tips, the tricks on how to actually play him, because a lot of people still don't know how to, and a lot of newer players have been in my lobbies recently, so it'll benefit the, I wouldn't say bigger majority of people, but the newer majority of people. I also do have two friends who I'm coaching in this game who have been, well, they haven't been waiting for it, but I told them to look out for this one. And as promised, I will be making guides for every other character in the future. Like, next I'll do Yuji, Toji, Yuta, or Cursed Child, so on and so forth. There was a big delay though with time because I was waiting for a better environment. My last Halloween and Best Brother guide were with text on the screen and voiceover. That one took way too long with editing, so I didn't like it. So I was waiting until a better situation at home was available to me before I could record again, because this is by far more fun and easier to do. It also is less time consuming, so I can actually make more content than spend a whole day editing for one video. I mean, more bigger creators probably do that and they're used to it, but I'm not like that yet, so I don't have that flexibility or leeway yet. But yeah, let's start with we'll start with the moves. Alright, so the first move that I'm gonna be going through is Infinity. This is maybe the most misused move on the kit, meaning whenever I fight newer players, they always misuse this move the most. Aside from that, it's Red Reversal, but we'll do Infinity first. So, in Sorcerer Battlegrounds, Infinity is kind of canon to the anime, or Season 2 of JJK. What I mean by this is the same way how Gojo could not maintain his Infinity for long because it was draining on his mind and his mental and his technique. Well, yeah, you can only activate Infinity for about 4 seconds at best, so when you do use it, it's best you use it properly. But, also fun fact, Infinity is the only move in the game that does not have a sound cue. So if you're fighting a Gojo user, you have to be watching them. Because if you get caught by Infinity and they have like 1 or 2 moves available, you lose about half of your health, and it's not really fair. But take a close look at my avatar. Hold on, let me put on my no cooldowns, because I don't want to wait for the long cooldown. That's one more thing to note. Infinity has a very long cooldown, so if you're gonna use it, it's best you use it properly the first time. Yeah, no, I'll put on no dash cooldown as well, and infinite health for now. But look at my avatar. So notice how I float in the air for a few seconds? And notice how there wasn't a sound? Yeah, there is no sound cue. But when you float in the air, that's the activation for Infinity. And you see these little white things around me, like the wisp things? That's how you know it worked, right? When I'm fighting someone, I can't see the wisps from here. Like, if I'm fighting someone and they're around there and they're jumping around, I can't see it from here. Or the effects. So if I'm fighting against someone who's using Infinity, I have to watch for the very start of the move. which is this part right here. Which is kind of funny to me, because whenever someone uses that against me, I usually play passive or I run away, and they always get mad at me. And it's like, dude, you used a move that slows me down. I literally can't. Oh, right. I have to show what it does. Attacking. Oh, okay. So, Infinity in the anime and manga will slow down whatever approaches Gojo, I believe, if it has a mass on it. In this game, you have to time it, but if an attack like this or a move comes at you, then the attack will get slowed down. For instance, see? I'll do it again. I dashed out because the duration is small, like I said, see? His punches got slowed down. That's what Infinity does, though. And as you can literally see how fast it ends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, about 4 seconds-ish. So, when you land this move, you have to make sure it works. How do you counter Infinity? It's quite simple. For Infinity, if you're close to them, like within dashing distance, let me move away from here real quick. If you're close to your opponent, let's say within dashing distance, and they use Infinity, just side dash into them and hit them with an M1 like this. Just punch them, like just cancel it out. You can cancel out Infinity. You cannot counter it because of what Infinity is, right? Infinity is a move, but it doesn't do damage. Like, Infinity is more for controlling your surroundings, so you can't really, like, attack with it, so counters don't work on it. And the thing is, though, if you do counter when someone uses Infinity, if you get the timing a little bit off, then you can actually slow them down mid-counter, and the counter will last a little bit longer. I think that's how it'll work. Obviously, when I was over here, the punch was still in slow motion, and if I had stayed there for a little longer, the punch would have hit me eventually, but it got slowed down. So yeah, I think if you counter or try to counter Infinity, you will get punished for it too, because if you hit them still, I think the counter duration is extended. So yeah, just a heads up there. The second most misused move on the kit is Red Reversal. I'll go back to that dummy eventually. But now, Red Reversal is maybe one of the best moves on the kit because of what it does, right? Fun fact, if you guys did not know, every character has at least one move on their kit that will go through your block or block break you, which means every other move can be blocked on the kit. There are some characters who have more than one or who have none at all, which I believe from personal experience that makes them more skilled. Anyway, for Red Reversal, you'll pretty much stand still and have the red in your hand, and you'll just be there after a short wind-up, and then the red will explode. As you can see, after the red went off, there was a small crater formed around me. Now, the crater isn't massively large, but it is decently big for, fighting in this kind of a game. Anyway, for Red Reversal, the move has a long wind-up, but the range is decent, I guess. Now, fun fact about Red, it does not matter what direction you face with your opponent, it'll still work. For instance, in front of them, still did damage. To the side of them, still did damage. To the back of you, still did damage. Still did damage. So, as I've just proved, it doesn't matter what direction you're facing, so you don't have to be facing them or like aim the move. You just have to be close to them to use it. Now, like I said, the unfortunate thing about Red is its long wind-up. right? Let me summon an attack dummy. I keep saying wind up, wind up, wind up. Here's what I mean, right? In most games, like, let's say if I switch to Best Brother combat, my main point is with most of the moves in the game, the common way to combo with them is to do 3M1s and then a move. So if I get Toji or Sorcerer Killer, let's say I want to use... Actually, no. I'll just use them all. Let's say I want to use Shadow Stab, right? 1, 2, 3. See? That worked. 3M1's in a move. I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3. The wind up for those moves is rather short, so you can combo with them efficiently. However, with red, not the case. I mean, if you already have some experience with this game, or with Gojo in general, then you know what I mean. 1, 2, 3. See? Same thing as last time, with Toji. 3M1s and then a move. I did it just now and it did not work because the windup was too long. With that being said, when you're using red reversal, there are two ways to use it. The first way, if you haven't already guessed, is with infinity. Simple. If I do this, now he can't fight back. Red. Now I was behind him. Hold on. Let me turn my volume down. Okay. I was behind him that time, so I'll redo it. See, infinity was on and he couldn't counter my red because he was slowed down. Now the thing with infinity can be stacked. Like you can move stack. Move stacking as in you can use infinity and while infinity is on, you can use moves. So for instance, let me put on infinite health. Infinity is on. Little side note, when you have infinity on and when you hit someone, you'll see that kind of an effect. I'll do it again. See that? Compared to when I don't have it on. Oop. See that? Right. So that's for red. Lapse blue and Fury Barrage. So for Fury Barrage, it's a close range block bypass. Meaning if I... Right. I was also gonna show this eventually. So infinity, like I said, it's not a move, so not an attacking move. So it won't, like, damage him. If I use infinity, I have to apply myself to my opponent and like actually hurt them. Like if I just use infinity and just sit here and nothing happens, I have to actually apply myself to him to deal damage, right? Red. As you can see, he got hit. It goes through your block, right? Lapse blue can be blocked. See? Obviously, from the back, it'll go through. But if I'm attacking this block, it'll get destroyed. Fury Barrage will go through your block as well. I really wanted just to cover Infinity and Red because those moves get misused a lot, but yeah, I'll do combos. So, 4 combos with this character. He's kind of like Megumi, meaning you can chain any move in any order that you want to. You don't have to, but it's available to you. Why is this game so bad? Like, I have to keep on toggling infinite health on repeat just to, like, oh my lord. Anyway, let's say if I want to use blue and Fury Barrage normally. Let's say I want to chain my red with my infinity because I want to use it that way, right? 1, 2, 3. Infinity first. 1, 2, 3. Red. 1, 2, 3. Blue. 1, 2, 3. So the thing with uppercutting and down slamming, some moves require it to be timed and some don't. Like for instance, I threw my red out very fast and it kind of worked. And of course, now if I do it late, it still works, right? Some moves, like I said, require timing, some don't. If I do this, it works for Fury Barrage. If I do it too late, then see, doesn't work. Yeah, some moves are timed. Obviously, you don't have to uppercut for all your combos, like just now when I did uppercuts the whole time, you can do this too. Down slam instead. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Blue. Also, some moves do require uppercutting instead of down slamming. What does this mean? If I down slam, like if I do this uppercut into Fury Barrage, that works. But if I down slam into it, it won't work. See that? It misses. Some moves you have to uppercut to extend with them, some you don't. Right? But that's basically Gojo. Now what I'll do is I'll go into a public server and alright, in a private server now. I'll just find 1 or 2 people to fight and then I'll show some combos, of course, using what I said earlier. I'll also show you guys a trick that you can do with red. So something to note about PvP in this game is that because of the game's current state with like the community, it's best you take PvP a certain way. Like for instance, since this game is mostly like sweats who don't play anymore because the game's dead, if you just like what that guy did to me just now, what this guy is about to do to me, right? Something like this, like attacking like this. This is called sneaking, right? Sneaking is when you attack someone and you combo them and they weren't aware of you. If you approach anyone and attack them without saying anything, they're gonna call it sneaking. And the more you come back, the more likely they are to get mad. Like, for instance, you could, I don't know, find some random guy, hit him a bunch, lose a fight, come back on repeat. When he gets bored and wants to leave the game, he might just say, why not? And he'll say easy. That's just how the game is, so if you want to have a decent 1v1, like, hit them a little bit, and then block. Like, go up to someone, hit them like once or twice, spam block, and then like keep punching in the air. That's kind of like a 1v1 request. And like, motion, I guess. Like moving around to signal a 1v1 request. Instead of just hitting them out of nowhere, like you hit them so like they know you're there, and when you keep hitting them and blocking, it's like 1v1 please, you know? Like do that and you'll have a good fight, and then afterwards just say GG. there's no need to be toxic in this game. Like, if you're killing someone, getting toxic over losing, you're doing it wrong, bro. Like, I've met this guy. Hello, my name is Sasuke. Even he said it himself. He doesn't like toxicity. I'm not toxic myself unless someone comes to me toxic. Then I respond that way. Or if they be, like, weird and annoying, and they know they're being annoying, then I'll respond toxic. But I won't just kill someone and start being, like, mean to them. Like, you can always find someone and then, like, ask to spar and then get better over time. Like, you don't have to start sweating on people and get aggressive and toxic as hell. Like, there's no need to do that. Like, there's ways to go about doing things, bro. Like, hold up. No idea how good this person is, but are you good? Oh, buttons. They might be on mobile then. But see what I did there? I asked for a 1v1. Now after this, there's no hard feelings with whoever wins or whoever loses. If they want to rerun it, we can. No problems. Like, there ain't no need to be toxic in this game. I'll try my best to show what I meant earlier with, like, so with Gojo's kit, because of how his moves are, you have to, like, be a little more aggressive with movement. Infinity into red, like I said. That's the thing I was talking about. That trick with red you could do. I'll explain it later. See that? Tried to use red from earlier, like how I said it has long wind-up. Didn't work. See that? Saw Infinity running away. Or backing up. See that? Common sense. And now go back in, and you can't do anything. Say GG's and that's it. No need to be toxic. Had a fight, won the fight, that was it. Almost died there. But you see what I mean? Like, I asked for a 1v1, I won the fight, and now there's no hard feelings. Like, there's no need to be toxic. But you guys saw it too. Like, he used Infinity. I explained the whole activation process. I saw it, so I moved it back. Because if I went in with it, then I would have gotten slowed down. He also threw out blue, so I blocked it kind of and, like, backed up. Like, it's all game sense. And then when he tried to use red earlier without like getting me slowed down, he was stuck with the red with wind up. So I hit him and canceled him out. So he's on Toji now. I know how to counter Toji a little bit, but good Tojis are always scary for me, if I'm being honest. I'll do the red thing again, but this time I'm not gonna use Infinity. Oh. Sometimes it's best you let your opponent get a few hits on you, just so they don't get completely mad over the loss. Like, see? Let them get a couple hits in, so they don't, like, get mad about, like, getting flawless. See? There it is again. GG's again. If you want to be a little more nice to them, you could, like, let yourself get beaten up a bit, so they, like, don't get too aggressive. Because some people will get mad if they, like, lose badly. That's kind of how egos work. See? GG's. Like, it's so simple. Ask for a fight, win the fight, maybe lose the fight, and then move on. You don't gotta keep coming back and get all toxic. There's no point. Like, but my points from earlier were proven. That's the main thing. Like, all the things that I said could happen with Red, with, like, the misuse part, that's my main thing. I proved my point with those. Like, he misused Red, and I punished him for it. Same with Infinity. He used it from afar, and then came in, and it didn't work. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Right, so most people, after they use Red, they'll forward dash into you, right? If you do that a lot, they might catch on quickly, and they'll know that you're gonna do it. So what I like to do for, like, I don't know, I call it a bamboozle. That doesn't make any sense, but pretty much, when you do something unordinary and they have, like, no idea what you did or how to counter it, that's what I mean. Like, for instance, if I dash around and use a blue, and I keep doing that, eventually they're gonna catch on, and they'll block and turn around with me. So I miss the blue, right? But if I do it with red, and I do this, and if I keep forward dashing into it like that, they'll catch on to it. So what I like to do instead is 1, 2, 3, down slam, turn around. So after you down slam, you turn around and then use red. When they get sent backward, by the way, same distance. Doesn't matter what direction you're facing. Back dash. See that? Behind him. That's what I usually do. And trust me, when people get that first hand to them, they have no clue what to do against it. Cause it's like, what the hell did he hit me with? You know? I'll do it again, but faster this time. 1, 2, 3, down slam, red, back dash. See? And sometimes if your opponent has low ping, they might be able to block after that red happens. Like after they get sent flying back, like they can block the last second when you dash into them. I've seen that happen before. But that's the thing. Mostly like Gojo sweats who you can barely see will do that back dash thing. Or they'll do some tech into it. Now, for techs, I'm not too familiar with them, but they pretty much increase your damage. There's two kinds of techs. There's M1 techs, and then there's damage techs with like characters and stuff. For instance, this is a tech right here. Bam, bam, bam. See that? I uppercutted, and then I dashed back into him to give me more damage. And because he was rolling backward from that dash that I hit him with, I used blue, and he was stunned. Right? That adds more damage. It's pretty much implementing dashes with M1s to get more damage out of your combos. Right? That's M1 tech. Move techs are kind of like using moves and like, how do I explain this? It's like using moves and adding extra kick to them so they do more. Like for instance, if I 1, 2, 3, I might miss this. Yeah, that was a bad idea. But my point is, like, some people will send off like 4M1s and like, you know, 1, 2, 3. They'll do that. They'll do 4M1s and then like they'll do 4M1s, knock you away, and then dash into Fury Barrage. they'll do Fury Barrage, and then as you get sent away from that last punch, they'll forward dash into you, and then use blue afterwards. Like, there's a lot of text for every character, but you know, they're pretty hard to do. And most of the time, if a tech is too good, like the dash tech for instance, people will overuse it. I might miss this. 1, 2, 3. Knew it. But dash tech, pretty much you. Why am I? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, dash tech. It's so. When you fight pros and they do that to you, it's game over. Like with any character, when they use dash tech with a combo, it's like half your health gone from 2 moves. Like, this isn't true, but this this combo I'll do isn't true, but you'll see the difference from what I mean, right? So this is a regular combo right here with like 2 moves ish, right? How'd I miss that? Right? Ten HP, right? Now this combo is not true, but I'm gonna use the tech so you can see it. Knew it. Let me. I have to know the dash actually. Oh lord, hold on. No dash cooldown. All right. 1, 2, 3. There we go. 1 move, already half HP. Mind you, same combo I did here, but he died that time. Dash tech adds more damage, right? Like I use all 3 of my moves there. Dash tech literally killed him. Doing a regular combo put him at 10% health. Dash techs are crazy broken in this game, but they take quite a while to learn. But yeah, that's pretty much what techs are, kinda how they work for some characters. Well, Gojo, I mean, not some characters. But yeah, there's other techs in this game for sure, but they're a lot harder to do. Especially with, you know, Gojo, for instance, since, because of how his moves are. Speaking of which, with this character, I could also do the ult. Now, little, well, not context, but side note, I don't like to ult, right? If I fight someone and he ults on me, then I'll ult on him. But I'll never be in a fight like a 1v1 and then use ultimate. There's just no reason to do so. Like, base kit is more than enough to kill someone. Like, sometimes I'll literally fight someone, he'll pop ultimate, I'll stay in base, kill him with base, and then say all that to die. Because why are you ulting on me, bro? Holy shit. Anyway, so for Gojo's ult, he has 4 moves: Red Reversal, Blue, Hollow Purple, and Domain. Like I said, this version of Gojo is resembling Hidden Inventory Gojo and kind of adult Gojo-ish, right? For instance, this version of Red Reversal is from the movie when Gojo blasted a building because a curse was in his way. You might recognize it. Yeah, it's a massive red explosion. The range is pretty big too. Like, I'm pretty sure the closer you are to them, the more damage they do, and the crazier of ragdoll they get sent by. Like he
got sent flying in the air, tossed in some random direction, and landed behind me from where I was. Like, yeah, for most of the time for ultimates, especially this ultimate kit, you're not really supposed to combo with it. If you want, you can do attack with it if you know techs, and you can like use the first two moves. But for Hollow Purple and for his domain, you're not supposed to, you know, combo with it. Just use the move. Like for instance, Hollow Purple is a one shot, but it has long wind up, so if you're gonna use purple on someone, it's best you domain them. Now, here's a little trick for domains that someone taught me. Right? So when you're fighting someone, let's say this guy over here, if I'm fighting him and I'm hitting him around, and if I plan on using my domain, the first thing that I want to do is make sure he has no evades. Because if I down slam him and he sees the activation for my domain happen, like the animation for it, he can evade out and hit me. Therefore, my domain gets cancelled. So I have to make sure he has no evades, right? The second thing is make sure that their distance is right. Because if I'm quite back here and I use my domain, he can just dash out of my range and I'll just miss my whole domain, right? The trick, though, that I learned is don't face your opponent when you use a domain, right? Like, don't be here and combo them, down slam or whatever you're gonna do, and then domain. Like, don't domain on top of their body. Like, what you want to do instead is turn around, domain facing away from them. Why, you ask? Because the domain forms from behind you. So if I'm back here, like facing away from him and I domain, he now has to get in front of me and then get away from me. Or he has to get to me and then to the sides of me. But if I'm like here, like directly like kind of like out of almost out of the range, right? Use a domain from back here, he'll spawn directly in the range of it, right? Because if I'm facing him, he can dash out, right? Because the domain ends in front of me. So if I'm facing away from him, he's already in the exact like hit spot for the domain to happen. So he's already cooked, right? But for the domain in this game, for Infinite Void, your opponent can move inside the domain. The only thing is they can't hit you. So when you domain someone, probably shouldn't say this, but if you're a good Gojo, you pretty much make anyone in your domain your bitch. Because they literally can't do anything. Like, if I domain a dummy, like an attacking dummy, or any player, and they're attacking me in my domain, it doesn't do any damage. I could just chase them around, smack them up if I want to, doesn't matter, right? See, spawns from back there. So if he's behind me, he has to get away from me from the sides, which he can't do, right? So the domains in this game last pretty long, unfortunately. It does look kind of cool, but it's also pretty bad. Anyway, right. Let me see. Nothing. No damage. I can hit him though, but he can't hit me. Right? I literally have all my moves in here to play around with if I get my domain first. Right? But the main point why I did this is to show Hollow Purple. Right? When you use Gojo's domain, your goal should be distancing, like to run away from someone, because of how the moves function. Like for instance, if I use blue, this is also from hidden inventory when Gojo took up the whole town that he was near. Well, not town, but the houses, right? See that? They got scattered so far. Like, you can't combo with that. So this kit is literally just to create distance or to use Hollow Purple, right? But then again, you should use Hollow Purple within, like... Actually, let me show how narrow it is. This horrendously long wind-up. And then that very small narrow gap there is the width of it. It goes very, very far, as you can see, but the width is terribly short, right? So what you want to do, don't use it in the open, because if your opponents have good speed, like free roam movement, well, obviously they can just move out of the way ahead of time, right? Let me bring my ult in here to show the slowness of this thing, because this is like the main perk of the domain. When you use Infinite Void, your opponent gets slowed down, and they can't hit you. So, while you can try and survive, and while it doesn't do any damage, if you're fighting a good person, they're cooked regardless. Like, domain. See? I did it in front of him, and he just dashed out. Now I wasted the domain. See what I mean? This is why I said to do it from behind them. So they already spawn in range of it. Hold on. I don't want to wait for the whole, length of this thing, so I'll just create the opening. Right. Fun fact, Hollow Purple will kill anyone inside and outside the domain. So if you have a friend on the outside who knows where they are, and if you somehow know where you were facing, you can still kill someone from inside the domain. So if you get domained, and if you hear the Hollow Purple, or if you see it, go outside the domain and climb up the domain. For instance, I'm like this instead. See? I tried to side dash, I couldn't. It got cancelled out. Like, you're cooked. Right? He can't hit me, no matter what he does. He's cooked. See? He can't hit me, but I can hit him. Now, as you guys can see, I can move fine in here. He can't. Right? He slowed down. Right? He slowed down. He's kinda laggy, but yeah, nah, he slowed. Like, ridiculously slowed. Like, he slowed down, so if I want to, I can use purple and kill him. Obviously, it might break, for obvious reasons. I took long to use the domain, but look. One shot. With that being said, I think it's obvious that it's important to have your purple hit when you use it, because if you miss, you kind of wasted your whole ultimate. But besides that, you see what I mean though? Like, use it from behind them and they can't get out of it. And then just use purple. They can dash, but they can't, they can't, move out of the range because they're slowed by so much. Unless they dash out last second, then you might miss. But game sense will tell you that they might dash out last second, so have very good reaction speed and just keep the purple on them. Like, just face them constantly, and it'll all work out. But yeah, for Gojo's ult, you can't really combo with it because of what the moves do. So I'd recommend just using a red over and over again, or use domain and then purple. But I wouldn't just use the ult to run away, right? I would use purple to just try and one-shot them, your opponent, you know? But don't try and fight with the damn thing. It does high damage, but not reliable for comboing. Like one mess up and you could get comboed yourself. But yeah, that's the ultimate. I think it's obvious that this kit is supposed to be for hidden inventory Gojo. I mean, the one for JJS is really good too, but the infinity is a little off. I mean, you don't have to know what I mean by that, but you get the gist of it.